Those are my kids slamming the door. Hello. There's probably a lot of teachers out there that might be using a webcam, an external webcam. I happen to have this Logitech C920 webcam in my hand, but it's also what's recording me right now. Your webcam on your computer is probably fine, but the biggest advantage of this is to be able to control the exposure and the focus. I can't stand having the auto exposure. It's usually too dark. And I want to look like I'm being just lit up by the sun in my videos. So I'm going to show you how to set that up. You'll notice on my screen right now I have Logitech gaming software going, or I'm on the website for Logitech gaming software. So you'll have to download the software. But when you launch it, so I'm going to put my camera down here. Sometimes it might not direct you directly to the webcam software part of the software. It's sometimes when I launch it, it goes into the keyboard. So you have to find the little webcam and click on that. Okay, and it shows you a camera preview. And I take it that this has the auto exposure is on right now because I'm pretty dark. And what I find interesting is that this stuff doesn't help me at all. The controls that are on the front of this window aren't very helpful. So I have to show you how to get to the helpful settings. Let me do that by going under advanced here. Now, this isn't actually where I want to be. There are some things that you might want to change here, but I find the most helpful things are under the webcam control. So kind of a hidden menu here. Logitech, I'm talking to you. So the first thing I want to do is, let's see, autofocus is on right now. So if I put my hand up, let me, I don't know if that's a smart idea, but yeah, it should focus closer or not. Let me show you. Look, I'll show you the camera. This is perfect. There we go. Does it focus on it? Yeah, it does kind of. I could turn that off and I can like totally tell it to be perfectly focused, right? Focus back on me. Focus on the camera. Okay, so that's fun. But I want to focus on me, so I'm going to turn autofocus off, and I should be right about there. In most cases, you're going to be all the way to the left unless you're photographing something close up. Auto exposure, now let's turn that off. So that was already off. It's on now. I'm going to uncheck it and click and drag this to the right and just, get me kind of bright. Looking pretty good. Yeah, cool. Notice my little background fell down. I'm also breaking a lot of streaming rules. One thing that I should have done in Screencastify was turn on the mouse clicks. So look, if you guys are also using Screencastify, let me show you. Mouse pointer. So whenever you make a Screencastify thing and you have the drawing tools turned on, that's another video. But there is this thing called highlight clicks. So I should have had that on. And then that would have let me, does that do it? I don't even know. I haven't used this that much. So either way. Another thing is don't just randomly click on stuff. I find myself often, in order to point something out, I click on a window and then make it vibrate. And that's actually, while it seems like a good idea while you're doing it, it's not a very good teaching practice. So that's my tip for the day is, don't do this kind of stuff. Like, oh, look, I want to point this out. Let me do this. And while I might be looking directly at that thing, your viewer has no idea what you're doing. So that's my tip for how to control your webcam, your exposure, the focus. I'm going to click save. I'm not sure, but I'm almost positive you have to keep this running. So I'm just going to minimize this in the background. Someone else can test that for me. And let me check. Before I end this, though, let's triple check a few things. Why is it so dark? Let's turn the exposure up. And it might have just gotten darker outside. So it's kind of cloudy outside. Whew, yeah, this quarantine is making me look old. So click save here, minimize that. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed. And now I'm going to stop my recording by going up into my Screencastify menu and hitting stop.